Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gio. Welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm going to be talking about 5 altcoins that I think you should be holding in 2021 that I think are going to perform really well. Please give this video a like, comment, and also subscribe for future videos, and let's head into it. Okay, so the first altcoin that I am very bullish on for 2021, the first on this list, is of course Ethereum. Any of you guys who have been following me for a while will know how bullish I am on this project, and I accumulated quite a lot of it in March 2020, between about $100 and $200. Obviously now we're trading at 1,300. Also in our group more recently, we were accumulating quite a lot of ETH around sort of December time, just before we really saw this kind of pop here, especially against Bitcoin value, is the main notable thing. But there's a few reasons why I'm so bullish on Ethereum. One of the main ones is that the whole DeFi ecosystem, DeFi stands for decentralized finance, that whole ecosystem that is being built, that's really taken on the traditional finance space, is pretty much all been built on top of Ethereum. Okay, and that obviously creates demand for the native ETH token. The second reason is ETH will soon be moving to ETH 2.0, which basically means we're going to be moving from a proof of work blockchain, which we are at the moment, which basically means people can mine it, to a proof of stake blockchain, which means that instead of mining Ethereum, you will stake your tokens, and that will validate the transactions on the network. So one thing that staking does is it makes the blockchain more scalable and can process more transactions. So at the moment, ETH can process about 15 transactions per second, whereas when we move to ETH 2.0, we'll be able to process roughly about 100,000 transactions per second. Okay, that's obviously going to vary. What it also means when you can stake is that people will be locking up their tokens to earn a yield from it. Okay, so they will earn an annual return, pretty much like a savings account. And you can see from this chart here, the less people that are staking, the more returns you get. So if there's only 1,000 ETH validating the network, then you will earn 18.1% or 18.10% on your ETH. If there's 3 million people, then you'll earn 10.45%. If there's 10 million ETH validating the network, then it's 5.72. If there's 30 million, then you'll earn 3.3, and so on and so on. So when people are locking up their ETH and they're staking it, obviously that means there's going to be less supply on the market that can be sold, because people are incentivized to hold it because they will earn a yield for it. Okay? Similar to, if you're earning interest in your savings account, obviously it will be nowhere near these kind of percentages, but you're less incentivized to spend that money because you're earning a yield from it. Okay? So this is one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on ETH, and particularly ETH 2.0 when it does eventually get launched. At the moment, you can stake your ETH, but you need a minimum of 32 ETH to do so. Okay? Also, another reason is if we look at Glassnode, this is basically on-chain data, we can see that the number of addresses with more than 10k ETH have been increasing. Okay, so this blue line is the number of addresses with more than 10k ETH. You can see that this has been increasing pretty much throughout late November and December, and is still increasing along with the price of Ethereum. Okay, so whales, people with 10,000 Ethereum or more, are buying ETH, and they are, they're holding it for the long term. So it shows a lot of faith from some big players in the game. So I'm very bullish on Ethereum. As you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I've been preaching this for quite a long time. In the group, we've been accumulating it for quite a long time, and went especially aggressive in December when we were expecting a big pop, which has now come in early January. Also, if we look at the ETH to Bitcoin ratio, basically this is a chart of Ethereum against Bitcoin. So whenever this chart rises, it means that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. Whenever this chart drops, then it means Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. Now, what you can see from this chart is generally in Q4, so the last 3 months of the year, Ethereum tends to underperform against Bitcoin. So you can see that here, late 2015 it underperformed, and then in Q1, so the first 3 months of the year, it tends to overperform. So you can see we had a massive rally in Q1 2016 against Bitcoin. Then in Q4 2016 we underperformed, then we had a massive rally in Q1 2017. Okay, you can see the same thing here. Massive underperformance throughout Q4, then in Q1 we had a massive rally. Also here, Q4 we underperformed, and then Q1 we had a rally. Also here you can see the same thing. So we were anticipating that the same thing would happen again in Q4 2020, and that we would overperform in Q1, which is now what you can see happening. Also, any of you guys who know traditional technical chart patterns will know that this is an inverse head and shoulders. You can see the left shoulder formed here in Q4, 2018. The head was formed throughout 2019 and 2020, and then the right shoulder is when we started accumulating a lot more Ethereum, was throughout Q4 in 2020. And now you can see from last week's candle that we've actually closed above the neckline, which confirms the breakout of this pattern. So we could come slightly lower. I don't think it's likely, but there is the possibility we come back into the pattern before making our way to our target. I don't think it's as likely, but the target will be 0.062, and then we could potentially get over performance on ETH against Bitcoin and head for 0.086 within this rally. Okay, so very bullish on Ethereum. You know, this is definitely my top pick. Really good way to get exposure to DeFi and just everything that's going on in the space. You know, it's one of the safer plays in this whole crypto space. So very bullish. It's a nice chunk of my portfolio, something that we've been accumulating, like I said, quite heavily throughout Q4 and is now performing very, very well. So I definitely think you should consider getting some ETH if you haven't already. And I think it's going to perform very, very well this year. The second altcoin on my list is Cardano. Cardano is a project I'm very, very bullish on. We started accumulating this between probably 4 and 5 cents, and it's been a very good performer in our portfolios. Now, the Cardano project is fairly similar to Ethereum in terms of the problem that they're trying to solve, but it's nowhere near as advanced as Ethereum. You know, Ethereum is way ahead in terms of its brand, in terms of how many people are using it. Nobody's really using Cardano yet, but the idea and the team is great. So if they can pull off what they're trying to do, then it could be a very significant performer. And I remember when Cardano first came out, a lot of people were touting it as an ETH killer. Now, I think ETH, like I said, you know, has established itself as a blue chip. I don't think ETH is going anywhere, but I think Cardano can definitely challenge some of that market share from Ethereum. Now, the all-time high for Cardano is about $1.30 roughly, and I do think it will significantly surpass that in this bull run, you know, over the next 12 to 24 months. And, you know, that goes for all of these altcoins. You need to have a long-term time frame, okay? I'm not saying anything's going to happen in the next month. You know, in the next 6 months, we could drop 50%. You need to come in this with, you know, a long-term perspective that you're going to be investing for, you know, at least a year plus, okay? So ideally a year to 2 years, maybe even 3 years. But I can definitely see Cardano taking out its previous all-time high of about $1.30 and, you know, potentially going much further than that. Now, one thing that makes me very bullish on Cardano, they've recently launched the Shelly mainnet, which has gone live, which was, you know, fairly successful. And also soon the Gogan mainnet will be launching. So you'll be able to build smart contracts on top of Cardano. Now, this is one thing that attracted a lot of people to build on top of Ethereum, was the ability to, you know, use smart contracts and create smart contracts. And soon Cardano will be able to offer exactly the same proposition as what Ethereum can give. So very, very bullish on Cardano. The founder of Cardano was also the co-founder of Ethereum, a gentleman named Charles Hoskinson. Very, very bullish on this project. Make sure you have this in your portfolio. I think it's going to perform very, very well throughout 2021. Okay, so the third altcoin on my list is Uniswap's native governance token, Uni. I've been very bullish on this project for quite a while. We actually started accumulating this around sort of early to mid-November, around the $3 mark, and it's been a great performer in our portfolios. Obviously now sitting around $13, I think at one point. Yesterday it hit like $15, so very, very good performance so far. I do think in the short term, you know, this probably could go to $25. In the longer term, it could easily probably get to $50. And again, it's just another playing that whole DeFi movement at the moment. If DeFi continues to do well, then I believe the Uni token will continue to gain value and, you know, gain adoption. Also, another thing I like about Uniswap itself as a platform is how easy it is to use. You literally just come to app.uniswap.org, connect to a wallet, which can be like a MetaMask, Google Chrome extension wallet, and you can basically just convert your ETH into pretty much any token that you like that is listed on Uniswap. Also, a lot of the tokens that you get on here, you won't be able to find on Binance. Okay, so before they get listed on Binance or Coinbase, they will get listed on Uniswap first. So it gives you a chance to really find some low cap gems, you know, things with maybe $10 million market cap or less, $20 million market cap. They're not quite big enough or developed enough to make it to Binance or Coinbase, but you can get them here in the fairly early stages. So like I said, I'm very bullish on DeFi. This is a DeFi play. I think if DeFi does well, then the Uni token will continue to gain value and gain adoption. So make sure you've got this one in your portfolios for 2021. So the fourth altcoin on my list is Silica. Now, I actually need to give a quick shout out to one of my friends, Yasir, who runs Alien Club Traders. He actually put this project on my radar. I had seen it before, I hadn't really looked into it too much, but when he mentioned it to me, I did a bit more due diligence into the project, did a bit more research, and actually really liked what I found. So we actually started accumulating this around 2 cents, which was in sort of mid-November time, just before we saw the massive pop up to about 10 cents. Now we're at about 6 cents, so we're still up, quite significantly on this investment so far. Currently ranked 50th and a market cap of 718 million. I do think this still has quite a way to grow. Now, what I really like about Silica is basically everything Ethereum 2.0 wants to be is basically what Silica is. Very similar platform, you can stake it as well. What it doesn't have is the brand recognition that Ethereum has. Everything is built on top of Ethereum. Silica doesn't quite have that yet. The platform is great, it just doesn't have the brand recognition, but I think it's only a matter of time before that really starts to pick up. Also, the staking rewards for Silica, you can get about 16% at the moment. It's fairly similar to Ethereum. The more people that are staking, the less you earn, and the less people that are staking, the more you earn. So this number here does vary. 16% is not always 16%, but if you download Atomic Wallet, it makes it very easy. It's a bit like the Exodus wallet, if any of you guys are familiar with it. You just transfer your Silica there, you go to staking, and you can start staking your Silica and earning 16% per annum on it. We've also got a calculator here, so you can see, depending on how many Silica you have and how long you stake for, you can see how much Silica you will actually earn. Now obviously this number won't be exact because this number is always changing, but it stays fairly constant between sort of 16 and 18 from what I've seen. But very bullish on this. Obviously the more people that are staking the ZIL token, they won't be selling those ZIL. So the more people that are staking, the less selling pressure there is. And because the staking rewards are actually quite good, you're going to see less selling pressure coming from people because they're incentivized to hold the token and stake it, okay, which makes it easier for the price to go up. So I'm very bullish on this project. Again, shout out to my friend Yasir. I'm actually going to put a link to their Instagram page below so that you guys can check them out. Very good things that they're doing, but a very good project. I'm very bullish on this for 2021 and beyond. Okay, so the last altcoin on this list, certainly not least, is Voyager Token. Now, a lot of you guys probably won't be familiar with this. It was previously called Bitquents, then they rebranded to Ethos, and then they rebranded to Voyager Token. Been very bullish on this project for quite a while. It's been a bit of a sleeping giant for some time now, and we actually started accumulating this around the 12 to 14 cent mark, around sort of October, November time. Obviously now it's $1. It previously pumped to like $1.50, so it's been a very good performer in our portfolios, and I do think it's still got quite a way to go. The previous all-time high for this, according to this chart, is about $10 roughly. If you look at a candlestick chart, you can see that actually wicked up to about $15. So that is the previous all-time high, and I could definitely see it going to its previous all-time high at some point in this cycle, maybe towards the end of the cycle. But very bullish on this project. The fundamentals look really good. It's a fairly similar platform to crypto.com, where you've got an app and a platform where you can store your crypto, you can also buy crypto, and you can earn interest on it. So like I say, similar to crypto.com, which I'm sure a lot of you guys will be familiar with. The main target audience for this project is in the US, so the United States, but I do think that they will continue to do very well. They are gaining a lot of adoption there. It's one of the fastest growing platforms over there in the States. Also, the team behind this project, particularly the CEO, he was previously the CEO for a company called E-Trade, which is a very successful company. He knows what he's doing. They've got a lot of experience, and I really like their vision and the fundamentals behind this platform. So it's definitely something I want exposure to, and I do think will continue to do very, very well. Okay, so that's it for this video. These are 5 projects that I really like. I hold all of these. Of course, none of this is financial advice. You have absolutely no obligation to copy me, but obviously what I've been doing so far has obviously worked quite well. Now, any of you guys who want my weekly market updates, you want to know exactly what I'm holding in my portfolios, when I'm buying things, when I'm selling things, if you want my full cryptocurrency course with 80+ video lessons, please click the link in the description below so you can purchase the crypto course and you can get updates on everything I'm doing when I'm doing it. Also, any of you guys who want to learn how to trade Forex or commodities, also click the same link and go and get the FX and commodities course. There's 50+ video lessons of me teaching you exactly how I trade the FX and commodities market. A lot of my students, as you guys know, obviously, tend to get funded with FTMO. So if you want any help with that, if you're striving for that to get funded with a prop firm like FTMO, then obviously get in touch, click the link below and get the FX and commodities course. So that's it from me. Please let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys want going forward. So I'm going to try and post probably one video a week. So if you guys can let me know what kind of content you want, let me know in the comments below. Also like and subscribe and hit the bell button for more content like this. That's it from me. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Take care.